I watched my parents' faces turn white as the bank statements flashed across the screen at Christmas dinner. Every gift, every dollar, every lie, all of it right there for everyone to see. My brother drops his fork. My mother gasps. Because they finally understood, I had receipts for everything. And I was about to destroy their perfect family image in front of everyone they'd ever tried to impress. But let me back up, because what led to this moment? It started 3 months ago when I opened my Christmas gift. And, trust me, you need to hear this entire story for a reason. Just hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. My name is Anita, and Christmas morning last year changed my life forever. I'm sitting in my parents' living room, 26 years old, working as a nurse at County General and pulling weekend shifts at a coffee shop just to make rent. My younger brother Damien, he's 23, lives at home rent-free, and calls himself a content creator. He has 47 subscribers. We're opening gifts, and I reach for mine first. It's heavy, so I'm thinking maybe this year's different. Maybe they finally see how hard I've been working. I tear off the wrapping paper and find a mop, bleach, sponges, and rubber gloves. My mother smiles at me and says, "We thought you'd appreciate something practical for your apartment." Damien's opening his gifts now: PlayStation 5, MacBook Pro, AirPods Max, 3 boxes of designer clothes. I'm just staring at my cleaning supplies, trying to process what's happening. My father leans back with his coffee and says, "Your brother has his gaming career to think about. He needs the right equipment." My mother nods along. "Maybe if you weren't so lazy, you'd have nice things too." Lazy. I worked a 12-hour shift the night before. I came here on 3 hours of sleep. I brought homemade cookies I baked at 2 in the morning. But sure, I'm lazy. I smiled, I thanked them, and right then, standing in that living room surrounded by wrapping paper and judgment, something inside me snapped. What they didn't know was that I'd been keeping records, every single thing, and I was about to use it all. See, this wasn't new. This was a pattern that went back years, and I just never put it all together until that moment. 2 years ago, my parents bought Damien a used BMW for $18,000 just because he needed reliable transportation. Me? I was told, "You have a reliable Honda. Why would you need another car?" My Honda was a 2004 with 190,000 miles that I paid for myself. The air conditioning didn't work, the check engine light had been on for 2 years, but I had transportation, right? College was even worse. Damien went to a private university, $45,000 a year, and my parents paid for everything plus $1,500 a month for living expenses. He dropped out after 2 years to pursue his dreams. Me? State school, worked full-time at a grocery store, took out student loans. I'm still paying $380 a month. And here's the thing that really got me. 3 months before that Christmas, it was Damien's 23rd birthday. My parents threw him a surprise trip to Vegas, $3,500, bottle service, suite at the Bellagio, the works. My 26th birthday? Dinner at Applebee's and a card that said, "Sorry we can't do more this year, money's tight." Money was tight? I was about to find out just how tight it really was, because what I discovered when I started digging made my blood run cold. Listen, if you've ever felt invisible in your own family, if you've ever been treated like you don't matter, you need to hit that subscribe button right now because I'm about to show you what happens when the scapegoat finally fights back. I started keeping a spreadsheet of every gift, every payment, every excuse. I went back 5 years, and here's what I found: past 5 years, total spending on Damien, approximately $127,000. Past 5 years, total spending on me, $3,200. Let that sink in. 127,000 versus 3,000. The business expenses my parents covered for Damien? A new camera for $2,400, lighting equipment for $800, networking dinners that cost $200 to $400 a month. Return on investment? His channel earned $43 last year. $43. Then I found something that changed everything. I was at their house helping with their taxes because, of course, I was the responsible one they called when they needed real work done. I'm going through their documents, organizing receipts, and I see it: a second mortgage. My parents took out a second mortgage on their house for $50,000 last year. The purpose listed, help support Damien's entrepreneurial journey. I sat there staring at that document because 6 months earlier I'd asked them for $2,000 for emergency dental work. I had an infection. I was in so much pain I couldn't sleep. They said no. We just can't right now. We have our own expenses. We need to protect our retirement. They risked their house, the same house they told me they couldn't help me with my student loans because they needed to protect their retirement. And they were planning to do it again. That's when I stopped being angry and started getting strategic, because I wasn't going to just confront them. I was going to make them face every single choice they'd ever made. Here's what I realized: this wasn't about love. This was textbook golden child and scapegoat dynamic. Damien was the golden child who could do no wrong. Every failure was someone else's fault. He was given endless chances, endless money, endless excuses. Me? I was the scapegoat, blamed for everything. My independence was seen as rejection. My success was minimized. Let me give you examples. Damien crashes the BMW. Insurance will cover it. Accidents happen. He feels terrible. I get a minor fender bender in a parking lot. This is why we can't trust you with nice things. Damien sleeps until 2 in the afternoon. He's creative. Artists work on different schedules. I work night shifts at the hospital. Maybe if you had a normal job, you'd have a better life. My mother once told me, your brother needs us more. You've always been so independent. Translation? They created his helplessness, then used it to justify the inequality. And here's what made me really understand the depth of this. I found old family photos from birthday parties, holidays, school events. In every single photo, Damien is front and center with my parents looking at him, smiling at him. I'm in the background, sometimes literally cut off at the edge of the frame. I was erased, not all at once, but slowly year after year until I became invisible. And the worst part? They genuinely believed they were being fair. That's what made what I was about to do so perfect, because I wasn't just going to expose them, I was going to use their own logic against them. I had 3 months until Christmas, 3 months to build an unbreakable case. Week 1 through 4 was documentation. I pulled every bank statement my parents had ever asked me to help organize. I photographed receipts, gift tags, credit card bills. I created a detailed spreadsheet with dates, amounts, items, who received what. I also started recording conversations. I live in a one-party consent state, so it's completely legal. Every time my parents denied the unequal treatment, I recorded it. We treat you both the same. You're being dramatic. You're just jealous. I had it all. Week 5 through 8 was about witnesses. I reached out to extended family members privately and casually. Hey, Aunt Greta, what did you get for Christmas last year? Uncle Raymond, do you remember Damien's birthday trip? I asked questions and listened. And I discovered something. My Aunt Greta had noticed the favoritism and had been trying to compensate by giving me extra gifts, extra money, extra attention. Uncle Raymond confirmed that my parents had borrowed $5,000 from him for Damien's business and never paid him back. Week 9 through 12 was setting the stage. I suggested hosting Christmas at my apartment this year. I want to give back, I told them. I want to contribute more to family events. My parents loved this: free food, free hosting, and it made them look good. I invited everyone, both sets of grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. I want a big family Christmas, I said. The real reason? Maximum witnesses. I even bought a projector and told them it's for a fun family slideshow. They had no idea. Christmas morning arrived. Everyone was there. The gifts were under the tree. My laptop was ready. What happened next was 3 months of planning coming to life in the most satisfying way possible. We opened gifts first. Traditional, right? I reach for mine, and it's a vacuum cleaner and dish towels. The gift tag reads, for your apartment. Love, Mom and Dad. I look over at Damien's pile: new gaming chair for $600, professional microphone for $400, ring light for $200, designer sneakers for $350, gift cards totaling $500. My father starts in, your brother's really committed to his channel now. He's got a real plan. My mother adds, we're investing in his future. You understand, right? You've got your nursing job. My grandmother, bless her, speaks up. I don't understand. Why does Damien need so much when he lives at home for free and Anita is working herself to death? My mother's face tightens, my father clears his throat. We treat them equally. Anita's just at a different life stage. That was it, the lie I'd been waiting for. I stood up. You know what? I made a slideshow too. A 5-year retrospective of Christmas gifts. Everyone want to see. My mother looks nervous. Honey, I don't think. My father interrupts. This isn't necessary. Damien, oblivious, actually says, yeah, let's see it. I smiled. Great. I put a lot of work into this. I pressed play and the room went silent. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, I need you to understand something. Stories like mine need to be heard. They need to be shared. And if you don't subscribe right now, you're part of the problem. You're letting people like my parents think this behavior is acceptable. You're letting scapegoated children stay silent. Hit that subscribe button. Be part of the solution. Don't scroll past this. Do the right thing. Slide 1, side-by-side photos of 5 years of Christmas mornings. Damien's piles overflowing with electronics, clothes, expensive gifts. My piles with practical items, cleaning supplies, cheap kitchen gadgets. The visual evidence was impossible to deny. Slide 2, the spreadsheet. Year-by-year breakdown. Damien's column, $127,000. My column, $3,200. The difference, $123,800. My grandmother gasps. Uncle Raymond leans forward. Wait, that can't be right. Grandfather Bernard mutters, Jesus Christ. Damien shifts uncomfortably. This is embarrassing, Anita. Why are you making such a big deal? I don't respond. I click to the next slide. Slide 3, the extras. Second mortgage documents, credit card payoff statements, business expense, receipts for Damien. And then, side by side, my text message asking for help with dental surgery and the receipt for Damien's $2,400 camera purchased 3 days later. My mother tries to defend herself. We never told you no. You never asked. I click again. The recorded audio plays. My voice, Mom, I really need help with this dental surgery. I'm in so much pain. My mother's voice, we just can't right now. We have our own expenses. You're an adult now. Timestamp, 6 months ago. The room is dead silent. My mother starts crying. My brother looks like he wants to disappear. My father is just staring at the screen. But I wasn't done, because the next slide was the one that would break them. Slide 4, split screen. Left side, what you told me, a compilation of quotes. We treat you equally. We can't afford to help you. You're just jealous. Your brother needs more support. You've always been independent. Right side, what you actually did, matching receipts for each quote. Every lie, every contradiction, every broken promise. I let it sit there, then I asked the question. So here's what I want to know, in front of everyone who loves us. Do you actually think this is fair? Or do you just not think I'm worth the same investment as Damien? My mother tries to hug me with tears streaming down her face. You don't understand. He needs us more. You've always been so strong. I step back. I'm strong because I had to be, because you never gave me a choice. My father stands up, defensive and angry. You had no right to air our private business. Grandfather Bernard cuts him off. She had every right. You've been lying to all of us. Damien tries to speak, his voice weak. I didn't ask for any of this. I look at him. No, but you never said no either, did you? Aunt Greta speaks up. I've been secretly sending Anita money because I knew. I've always known. Uncle Raymond stands. You owe me $5,000, and I want it back this week. My grandmother looks at my parents, her voice cold. I'm deeply disappointed in both of you. I take a breath. I'm not here to destroy this family. I'm here to tell you that I'm done accepting crumbs while pretending we're at the same table. Either things change or I'm out. Then I walked out, left them all there with the evidence, with the truth, with the mess they'd created. And honestly, it felt incredible. What happened next? That week, my parents called 47 times. I have the call log. Damien sent a long apology text. Extended family reached out offering support, offering money, offering a place to stay if I needed it. I didn't respond for 3 days because I needed space. I needed to process. When we finally talked, my parents agreed to family therapy. In those sessions, we discovered something. They'd been unconsciously repeating their own childhood patterns. My mother was the golden child in her family. My father was the scapegoat in his. They didn't know how to break the cycle. Damien got a reality check. He enrolled in community college, got a part-time job, moved out 6 months later. My parents agreed to help me with my student loans, $10,000 over 2 years. But here's the thing, the money was never really the point. The real victory? My parents acknowledged the pattern. They said the actual words, "We were wrong. We hurt you. We're sorry." Family dynamics shifted permanently. I set boundaries, and for the first time in my life, they're respected. The lesson? Favoritism isn't love, it's lazy parenting. And speaking up isn't revenge, it's survival. Do I regret it? Not for a second. That projector was the best $300 I ever spent. I shared my story because silence protects abusers, and if you don't subscribe right now, if you don't share this, if you don't engage with content that exposes family dysfunction, you're choosing silence. You're choosing to let stories like mine stay hidden. Don't be part of the problem. Subscribe, comment if this resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. This isn't just entertainment, this is someone's real pain. Honor it. If you've ever been the scapegoat in your family, drop a comment. You're not alone. And if this story resonated with you, there's another one coming next that's even more intense. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Sometimes the best gift you can give yourself is the truth, even when it hurts.